Proverbs 3:33 says, "The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just." So you fugitives, your time is running out. That curse is coming around. So I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yehoshai, Ba'ashem Harakah Kodash, double honors to our elders and our apostles of Great Millstone, and a salute to the sincere elect out there. Keep pushing up, Kim. So yeah, what goes around does come around. The fugitives, the true face of P. The P, I'm going to talk in code with this one. It's one of them, the social media, you're getting very, very, all of a sudden you're getting all sensitive, right? When these files be coming out, all these different type of files, and there's a lot of them, right? This is the man boy love, but you don't hear about it as much as you used to, because they like to sweep things under the rug, these devils. But it's not sensitive when you want to string up a Jake. It's not sensitive when you want to string up a Jake for nyamming a Mars bar, taking a Mars bar, right? And you want to paste him as the T, right, around the planet, stereotype him. It's not sensitive then, but it's sensitive for you, damn devils, when it's one of your own, right? So this is from the news, BBC News. We're gonna read a bit into it. Social services failed to step in and protect 3 children from a child. I'm gonna use some code, right? Racket, ring. Yeah, because I'm just tiptoeing around this because it was even just getting the finding it, and you're gonna look at a couple of videos, use some code. They was trying to avoid it coming out. Right, I discerned that they was trying to avoid me getting this, but because it's sensitive when it comes to you damn base men, right? The face of crime, right? And it says there, services missed evidence about the youngsters' welfare, including one child having 12 rotten teeth. You know what? I'm just gonna show you the video. I ain't trying to get mad right now, right? And this is the place what they call this the Beastie House. Here it is. That's the Beastie House where a lot of inhumane things took place. We're gonna just check out one of these videos. As we do, we're gonna funnel everything through the scriptures, because that's where the truth's at, right? That's where the scriptures talk about this man's shame shall be revealed. His nakedness shall be uncovered. So let's check out a couple. I'm not gonna play it. I'm gonna let you hear or you can just read. I'm gonna mute it. I'm gonna let you read it because I noticed certain things when I was pulling this video up.
Now, 7.
All right, just read there. You have to read it. As a matter of fact, I might, you can read the script there. See what's going on there. 7 members of the socials having sentenced to the restrict. There you go. Equivalent of a. There you go. All right, and it's called the Beastie House. Right, ring. All right, the sickos jailed for 93 years. So while you're reading that, we're gonna hit the scriptures. So this is that shame, man. This is Proverbs chapters 3:33 says, "The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just," because everything has to come out. Right? This is how they conduct themselves. These base men and base women. Right? Because that's all they are. Base, bottom feeders. Just what you have at the bottom of the sea. You have all kinds of slugs, crabs and all kinds of where they clean up the rubbish from on the bottom of the sea. So these are what these Edomites are about. They're base men, bottom feeders, the lowest of the low, and that's why they get caught up in a whole heap of abominable things. It's interesting because at the beginning of the week, that's what I was meditating on. Because we're going to turn everything right side up, and the Most High made it manifest. All right, the curse of the wicked. right? The curse of the Lord is on the house of the wicked, right? So the curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked, but he blesseth the habitation of the just. And the habitation of the wicked, or the wicked, who are the wicked? It's coming out, man. It's coming out, right? Let's hit it. Let's hit it. Genesis chapter 4. We're going to hit the main point. It says, Cain, 13 says, and Cain said that, let's hit what happened in way of reminder. 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother. Genesis chapter 4 and 8. And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Yeah, he's a bloodshedder. He's a bloodshedder, and he's doing it in this modern day era today. He just hides behind his suit and tie. That's the difference. Today he just hides behind his suit and tie. He hides behind social services. He hides behind the care orders, so-called care orders. He hides behind the falsifiers. Right? He's a shapeshifter. This fugitive is a shapeshifter. Right? And he works inside these he actually works in these facilities. He works in these organizations. He works in the school, right? As a man teacher or woman teacher. He works and he works as he works in the court services. If you really want to go there, yeah, he does. That's where he works. He works as the centurion, right? He's everywhere, you know, skull and bones, right? If the more you dig deep, the more you realize this demon. Right, let me get the scripture and we're going to break it down. Genesis 4 and 8 again. And Cain talked with his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him. Yeah, this is a bloodshedder, right? And he's everywhere around the globe, but his time is running out. The egg timer's catching up on him, right? He's on the loose, but the Most High's, the curse, the Lord's curse is on his house. So that what does that mean? That means it's coming out. It's being exposed, and it's being caught. Right? This is a racket here. It's a ring, a P ring, right? And it's run by you Edomite men and women. You know, you're just doing what you do, right? 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. Yeah. So I believe these are definitely Edomites. These are Edomites because you had a whole heap of protesting against them, right? Which they all look like Edomites, but you have Jake among them too, right? In way of just to clear that up. Jake be among them looking like white people, but Jake be more against that type of thing. Jake ain't, you know, we know what Jake be doing. Jake be flossing, right? Jake being all heap of wickedness, but when it comes to the files and all these files that be coming out, the P files be coming out, right? It's really the basemen that be in that, running that, right? The Edomites, right? Trying to slip up and hide and disguise themselves. And that once again, they work in every organization. You name it, they're in it, these devils. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel, thy brother? And he said, I know not, am I my brother's keeper? And another thing as well, you are very unrepentant, right? You show no repentance for your crimes. You never ever do. So these are definitely Edomites in the spirit of the Lord. They're Edomites, right? And it's them that love all of them kind of bestiality and kind of animalistic behavior. That's them, right? And we're going to get to the scriptures too. And he said, what hast thou done? Right, yeah, after he slayed him, you know, after Cain slayed his brother Abel, he didn't want to admit it. He was unrepentant, right? He said, am I my brother's keeper, right? Showing no signs of repentance, right? In verse 9, now verse 10, and he said, what hast thou done? This is the question, right? From the voice of thy brother from the Most High, right? The angel that was speaking to them, the voice of thy brother, blood crieth unto me from the ground. Yep. And now art thou cursed, yeah, because Cain's blood to the Lord, Cain is the bloodshedder, and the blood that he Deleted was his brother Abel, and there's no such thing as deletion in the eyes of the Lord. The blood was crying out to him. In other words, the justice for his blood to be avenged. Because you can't just sweep them kind of thing there under the rug. As a matter of fact, there's nothing is hidden from the eyes of the Lord that ain't going to be exposed. And we're coming to that time now where everything's being exposed. The nakedness is being uncovered. Your shame shall be seen for the world to see. All right, you see that unrepentant behavior there, going up to the camera and doing all kinds of grunting. That's Job 4. That's Job 30. Kinds of grunting, right, and showing their unrepentance. Right, this is Genesis 4. You know their attitude. Look at the state of them. Look at the state of them, man. Yeah. A man is known by his look. A man and a woman is known by their look. Look at the state of them. Right? Well and truly, base men and beast men. That's why the title of it, the place where they had it was the place where they had them was this right, the beastie house where they was doing all kinds of inhumane things to young ones. The beastie house. Just get back to the video so you can see it. You can read it for yourself. This is the true face of the beast, right? And the scriptures refer to them as beast, right? The true beast of who they are, and the old Planet of the Apes movie. This is a harbinger of death, man. The Beast Man, 1968. That movie. That I remember watching that every it came on every Sunday. Planet of the Apes, the series, and they described as the white man as the Beast Man. So everything is being fulfilled. The prophecies are coming to pass. They're being revealed as they're supposed to be. They're being exposed as they're supposed to be. So this is the point here. This is the point, right? After he said that, Cain, he slayed your brother Abel, and Abel's blood was crying out to the Lord, right? And he heard it loud and clear because it was the justice that called for vengeance. In the spirit, 11 says, now art thou cursed from the earth. Right, so they're cursed. They're the true cursed people, which have opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Now they're definitely well and truly cursed. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Yep. Well and truly, right? I'm going to read that again in the NLT. It says, no longer will the ground yield good crops. And that's why up to this very day, the earth is under a curse. It's not revealing its potency, right? The crops, the herbs, the food. That's why they're reverting to these GMOs. All these GMOs are reverting to because the earth is cursed, right? Under the hands of you people, you devil, the white man is cursed. But when we get back the earth, because the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked, Job 9:24. When we get back the earth, it's going to be blessed. It's going to yield forth. It's going to yield forth its produce in its potency and full wholeness, and we're going to get the benefits of that. But until but as long as you have it, it's going to be restricted, because that's how the Most High got it, right? It's under the curse while you're in habitation of the earth, while you're in ownership of the earth. The Most High is holding back its potency because you have to suffer, and we under you. As a matter of fact, the Most High blesses us anyway. But while you're the captain or the how you say, the owner of the earth, in possession of the earth, the Most High is holding back its potency. Just to make an example, so 12 again, NLT of Genesis 4. No longer will the ground yield its good crops for you, no matter how hard you work. Yep. From now on, you will be a homeless. Oh dear, that's beautiful. That's the Spirit of the Lord making it manifest. Yeah. From now on, you will be a homeless wanderer on the earth. See that? The video I done yesterday. It made Most High making it manifest. Yeah. The video I did yesterday, that is why you are homeless. The Most High hated robbery. That is why you Edomites, now the white man, now are becoming homeless. The fugitive is catching up upon you. Your deeds are catching up upon you. And rightly so. The Wadayahu Bashim Shai Kala Yahweh Bashem Yoshai Bashem Rakak Wadash. So we're going to turn this world upside down. Again, what I said yesterday in my video. We're going to turn this, it's upside down, right? Isaiah 29 and 16. We're going to turn it right side up in the power and the spirit of the Lord. Because it's cursed right now. We're going to have to turn it right side up again. So we're going to hit one more. And we're going to read this in the NLT too. Because you know, it's the title of this. Once again, the title of this, right? Authorities missed the chance to protect the bestials, right? Run by these 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? Yeah, that's the face of crime right there. That's the face of crime right there, right? It's not Jake as they would put it, as they would had it. Now Jake be doing some off things, and he's wicked, and they're gonna have to come back in the kingdom with their heads down for a period of time, because the Most High has to punish them for that. But the face of crime, right? It's not the stereotype as these devils be having it. These are the true face of crime. So Job chapters 30. We're gonna hit it. We're gonna hit it in the NLT. From 1 it says, but now I am mocked, my people younger than I, talking about you white people, right? By young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sleep, what's that? My sheepdogs, because they do things to the animals what they're not supposed to, right? Hint, hint. And it's called bestiality. That's what they be doing. So they're not supposed to be running with sheepdogs, right? They pluck, 4 now. They pluck wild greens from among the bushes and eat from the roots of the broom trees. They are driven from human society and people shout at them as if they were thieves. That's because maybe they are. It's not even maybe. So I'm reading Job 30 now in the NLT. Right? They are driven from the human society. This is what happened, right? They was driven from among men. Right? That's why they dwelt in these in the caves, and they call them Mount Seir, right? Which was a replica of caves, Mount Seir, Petra, right? They was driven from among men, as it says there, driven from among human society, because there was a menace to society, as you judges like to use that term, menace to society. Well, you are menaces to society, right? So they were driven from among human society, and people shout at them as if they were thieves, menace to society. So now they live in frightening revenants. Well, I'm going to get into that word. In caves and among the rocks. Right? Let me just get that word there. Just curious. Right? So that's Job 30 and 6. We're going to check it out. See, I'm just playing it on mute, just to avoid any unnecessary stupidity from, these behind the scenes. We know what they like to do. So let's look up the word here. Dreadful. These are dreadful people. These are beastly people. Right? They were driven. Let me go back. So we want the word. They were driven from among human society, right? And people shout at them as if they were thieves. So they live in frightening ravens. That's the word I want. Just to clarify that, let's get back to it. So that's the word I want is dreadful. The word here is valleys, holes. Oh, there you go. Holes, rocks, valleys. So they dwelt. All right, that must be it there. Holes. Caves. Yep. There you have it. Yep. Caves, holes, cavities, socket, den, caves, holes. Yep. Hence the word Mount Seir, Petra, or caves, or cavemen. Do you have it? So now they live in frightening ravens in caves and among the rocks. Frightening. Hold on. Let me just see something else. One more thing. Frightening. Dreadful. Dreadful valleys. All right, valleys. Uh, Palm tree, torrent, valleys. Yeah, valleys. When for those anybody's been around them massive valleys, and you speak and you hear it echo. It's like a den, not a valley, almost like a bottomless pit. When you shout down it, you just get an echo. So Mosai didn't want them among humans. Enough said there. Enough said he didn't want them around human society because they were thieving and pummeling and killing, stealing and destroying. So he had to drive them around from human society. Hence the word menace to society. That's what they are. And ain't nothing changed. All they've done now is put on a suit and tie, just to hide behind that. And they speak in somewhat the bastardized English. Some of them even speak in the so-called Queen's English. That don't change their behavior. That don't change their bestiality, what they be doing behind the scenes, just because they speak a certain way, which is just a shape shift. We are not deceived by Satan's. We are not deceived by the devil, right? What's that one? We are not deceived by Satan's disguises. Is that what I'm thinking? All right, let me find it. We are not deceived by Satan the devil, KJV Bible. I might be misquoting it, but yeah, that's 2 Corinthians 2:11. I'm gonna get it. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Alright, just to seal the deal with that one. People come talk to you a certain way and act a certain way, like we're not deceived. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Because beneath the surface, them is demons. Least Satan should go in advance. So 2 Corinthians 2:11 says, least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yeah, this is how they dropping it now. Coming with their suit and tie and talking in there. Some of them even in the Queen's English. There's another one that just come to me in the spirit. We see through these demons. Satan transformed himself into angels of light. 2 Corinthians, yeah, that's the same one. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14 now. I just read 11, so jump down to 14. Is it? That's not the one, no. Go back to it. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. Oh, yep, there you go. 2 Corinthians 11 and 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed unto an angel of light. So don't be surprised, don't marvel, don't get confused when you hear what they be doing behind the scenes for you to see, and in front of the scenes, and they hide it in plain sight. Don't be confused, don't be deceived. No marvel, for Satan himself transformed himself, but there's no suit and tie in these devils. They come as they are, and it shows. A man's countenance shall be known by his look. A man's way shall be known by his look, by his countenance. They're fully exposed. So the what they are about Shimon Shai, Carla are about Shimon Shai. The veneer, the mask is well and truly coming off now. the true faces of crime. Right? The true faces of crime, the mask is well and truly coming off. The fugitives are being exposed. The Wadaya Bashimashai. On to the next. Yeah, so I opened with it. I'm going to seal the deal with it. They sound like animals, right? Did I read this? Job 30. I'm reading it again. Job 30 and 7. They sound like animals howling among the bushes, right? Huddling together beneath the nettles. They are nameless fools. They are nameless fools, outcast from society. Yeah, I didn't read it actually. I did not. I read 6. So now they live in frightening ravens in caves and among the rocks. They sound like animals howling themselves in the bushes. Howling among the bushes. Yeah, sometimes it's a certain time of the night you be hearing like howling. It's these devils, man. Maybe they're getting their class A thing fixed going on. Right? It's coming to that time now. There's not, the scriptures don't tell us this place is gonna be like possessed by demons. You know, Revelation talks about they're gonna be a place, lurking places for demons. So that's over here in the mother of Babylon and over there in Babylon. Lurking places of demons. So the mask is coming off. The mask is well and truly coming off for these fugitives. They sound like animals howling among the bushes. Yeah, huddled together beneath the nettles. They are nameless fools, outcasts from society. The Wadaya Bashim Shai. Kala Yahweh Bashim Yoshai Bashim Rakah Kodash. Right, so I opened up in the beginning of the week this week and I read it, and I'm going to read it now to close off the video. Proverbs 3, and the Most High definitely made it manifest. Proverbs 3 and 33 again. The curse of the Lord is in the house of the wicked. So your mask is coming off. Look at them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Most High's making it perfect. He's going to manifest more, you devils, right? Hiding behind the scenes. The mask is well and truly coming off for these fugitives. Until the next one.